I'm just waiting for Fanthome to join back in. We have one last question before we'll break for lunch. I think he should be back soon. If anybody can text him, I'm going to try and text him to come back sooner. Thank you, everybody. I think we have had a very, very interesting conversation, and we've kept away from what is typically being discussed about photography. Yes, you have an insight as to how to curate your content, package your work better, and what really photography is supposed to do. I'm sorry, Fanthome has sort of, I don't know where he is. He's connecting soon, I guess. Yes, he's joined in. We'll take 30 seconds to have him connected again. Yes, there it is. Yes.
Hello? I'm back.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So, last question. Like you said, photography cannot make you experience what it's supposed to do, and there is also, I think, as a medium, we are all moving. Like you said, there is Orkut, and there's Facebook, and then there's Insta, and then there's LinkedIn. I think even with photography, we have. I think video is a great tool now. To add that element of experience, 3 dimension, and the whole idea of being in a space. That's what you were talking about so passionately. How do you think video works for you as a tool? And what can it do to architects? I mean, what can it do for projects? What can it do to architecture photography? Because I don't think it's photography anymore. I think that the possibilities are limitless, right? The minute you take on video as a tool.
So, I mean, I would say, depending upon what the need is, photographs have their own pros and cons, as does video. My reason for tilting towards video in this day and age is that generally our society, the more we look at it, we're becoming more of a sloth society over a period of time. And I've actually experienced this, that if you end up sending a PDF where someone has to take the trouble and invest that huge amount of energy on pressing next on your keyboard, they'd much rather a video where they can just put it bang and let the video play. I mean, it's in everything. Nobody wants to take the time to read. You'd much rather hear a voiceover. Nobody wants to take the time and energy to turn a page. You'd much rather just the video run on its own. So that is one aspect of it. Having said that, there are so many things that a video can capture. Say, for example, we do these time lapses of showing how shadows move. In those 5 seconds, we can literally show how, with the movement of the sun, how the shadows on the floor change. It's a fantastic experience if you're standing within a building to see that happen. And to do that in photographs, you might do one in the beginning, one do at the end, but the experience of watching the shadow move is very difficult to capture through photography. That experience of what you went through when you saw it. So somewhere out there, films will obviously work better. If you're designing, if you're documenting a building, like you're talking about the RAS in Jodhpur, how we want all those old Jodhpur sounds to come in, because that is part of the experience, that while you sit and you have your breakfast next to a pool and lounge around, you are still connected with the old world in some way, and the sounds of the birds and all. So a photograph that is limited out there, right? Having said that, through photography, one is able to sort of remove a lot of the distractions around when you want to talk about one particular thing, right? And you want to focus the narrative in some place. So in situations that I would feel photography does better in some at some places, but video is a fantastic tool, and yeah, I mean, I would say like it's another step in that direction. I mean, should you take that step? Absolutely, absolutely. It's a fantastic step, and once again, your iPhones and OnePluses make fantastic videos. So I mean, stitching them together is also not such a big deal. So I mean, here also, this is something that anybody and everybody should do. And having said that, before the rest of my brethren come to cut my throat, it does not change the fact that, you know, getting a professional to do that, there's a lot of investment and learning that has gone that can create a much superior product. So don't leave them out of the thing and do that. But yeah, videos amazing. Yeah.
Okay. So I think, yes, we've addressed most of the questions. We've already addressed, we have that question again about the blurry figure being replaced by the blurry playing child. I think you already addressed that. So I think
we've got two questions here that Harsh has sent me that he wanted to ask. One of them is from Chirag. He said, how does a beginner start their career in architecture photography? So this is a question that I keep getting asked all the time, and my answer to that is really no answer at all as to how to start. Everybody's got different ways and means. It all depends on the resources you have in front of you. So there's no one answer to anybody. But I think the most important thing, I would turn around and speak to any beginner who is thinking of joining or taking on architecture photography, is why you want to do it. You need to really have a very good answer to that question. And once you have an answer to that question, then you look at the resources, you look at who you know, where you know, who can help you here and there, and let's be very real about it. I mean, lots of the greatest architects who in history we will talk about, especially living in Delhi. I'm trying to be, you know, clever and not take names. Look at their work before they designed these huge monuments that sort of now even the entire area is named after. What were they doing before they did these buildings? I mean, how many buildings did they really do? Today you swear by them as, you know, masters of the art. What were they doing before that, and what actually took them from doing small mansions to designing capitals? I mean, like, how did that happen, and why did it happen? Let's be real about it. You know, so there's no story as to, you need to see who you know, where you know. That's how business works. Okay, so if you think you're going to do fantastic work and, you know, just focus on the art and all, you might get lucky. You might. I did. I mean, the more I think of it, there's no logic to what I've done. And I think more than anybody, Tanya will swear by that despite telling me for 5 or 6 years to get on to social media and do this, that, and the other, even today, I think the last time I posted was like, I don't know, a week ago, and that too was about birds suddenly on a page that was completely dedicated to architecture till now. So it can happen, but I don't think that that's the way to look at it. You need to be rather pragmatic about it, because one thing I will tell you, for anybody looking at getting into this space, there are a lot of expenses that you will need to invest in to carry on working in this space. It's not easy. It's not easy. There is a lot of work, and I think the biggest difficulty I have faced is basically balancing the financials. It's not about being able to shoot at all. That anybody can do.
Because at the end of the day, it is still a business that one needs to run and sustain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Unless of course daddy's kind to you, then it's a different story. But
yes, anybody who wants honest advice, please call Fanthome right
away.
Yeah. That's what he's there for.
Don't make me open my mouth out here. Not a good place to be talking.
Yes, please. Thank you. So, well, thank you. That's a very positive note to end on. I think if anybody wants honest advice, please call Fanthome. Thank you for sharing a real insight into what it takes to do strategic architectural photography. I am glad you chose to spend your Saturday morning with us. Thank you.
Yes.
If anybody has questions, please reach out to Fanthome directly. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys. Thank you.
Thank
Okay. Bye.
Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye.